Hi everyone, welcome back to Okita Talks. Today I want to discuss what's going on with Shannon Sharpe. I saw this news and honestly, there isn't a speck of remorse in me for whatever he and his attorney claims he's going through. You go after children. That is a child, 19 years old. She can't buy liquor. She can't run a car. Her frontal lobe isn't even developed, but this is how you men like it, right? Because a 30-plus-year-old woman has baggage, and we all know when you hear baggage, all that means is she's smart enough to know when I'm bullshitting her. So you go after a 19-year-old child and think you're going to do what you want, say what you want, disregard all you want, and that's just going to be the end of it. But I absolutely love for men like you, men just like Shannon. And honestly, I don't care whether you're black, whether you're white. I don't care what color your skin is. If you are an older man, your skin color does not matter to me. If you are a man who likes 19-year-old children, whatever happens to you, whether it be by the law or I don't care. I will never stand up and justify or send up prayers or wish the best for a predator in any way, shape, or form. Whether you're abusive or you're going after children, I would never rock for you. I don't care if that man is black. And let's be clear, he's made it very clear on his preference. So a black woman speaking about him, I'm sure means nothing to him because we're not his preference anyway. And not that he would be mine because, sir, you're 60. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. You saw a 19-year-old in the gym and made it your priority to go after that child. And then what really amazes me the most so far about this, he and his attorney thought it was going to be wise to release voice notes and or text message conversation, documenting conversations that he has had with this child. Whether she consented to you doing whatever you were doing to her in her moments of heat, you still laid with a child. You have children older than she is. You are a predator. And I believe me when I say I don't care which way this goes. And then what really takes the cake is he apparently even offered to settle $10 million with her at the top of this year. You've already admitted guilt. So no matter how this goes, you're going to lose some money. And it will be well deserved. And money completely aside, when will y'all learn? Emmett Till has yet to teach y'all to stay away from these women. Y'all don't learn. Y'all keep getting younger and younger and younger and thinking what? It's going to become safer and safer and safer for y'all? Black women, please sit this out. Nail him to the cross. Do whatever y'all do with him in the court system. When I tell you this is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Just the sound of her voice. She sounds like an elementary student. She sounds like a child. But, of course, I have some videos that I'm going to play for you guys, and we can jump in and we can further discuss, but I just had to absolutely state how disgusted, not surprised, let's be very clear. I am not surprised in any way, shape, or form. These little podcast boys come online weekly, daily, and say just how much they would not speak to a woman their age. No, we're past 25. So we all already know. They're all predators. But I just love how y'all have this man now. He's not going to be the example for y'all. Not that you guys haven't had plenty of them, but here goes another one. And Shorty is asking for $50 million. 50 mil. And I don't care. She gets every red cent of it. Y'all need to learn. And I just love how these lessons are getting more and more and more expensive. Since y'all don't have the frontal lobe capability, since y'all don't have the eyes to teach your senses, since you don't have ears to listen and pick up on what's going on, let it continue to hit y'all in your pockets. 50 mil for a 19-year-old girl. I hope it was worth every penny. Every penny's going to cost you. I hope it's worth every penny. And listen, whether he's found guilty or not, it doesn't matter. The tapes and the text messages already proved you laid down this 19-year-old child while you were a whole 39 years her senior. Ill. Ill. And I won't even use that analogy. Well, if this was your daughter, how would you feel? Because I am fully aware men don't care about their children. Whether it be male or female, men do not care about their children, not their little boys, not their little girls. They only get women pregnant just to keep that woman chained to her for the rest of her life. So she puts up with his shenanigans. The welfare of those children they're not his main concern. He does not care. Those kids are brought into this world to be used as a pawn to keep that woman hankered to him. Okay? This is why men can continue doing this over and over to little girls. Because if they saw little girls as someone's daughter and even envisioned their own daughter in that same situation, things like this wouldn't happen. Men like Shannon prove over and over just how much men do not care about children. Because there is no way a man 39 years, a child's senior, you were 39 years older than her, and you looked at her and thought, I'm going to do this and that to her. I want to do, like, that thought even crossed your mind. And again, I don't care what skin color she is. That is a child. A child. Which makes you a predator. So whether you're found guilty in the eyes of the court or not, and I love these men and their comments. Oh, she's legal. Legal for what? Your daughter's legal too. Again, not that it matters. These men do not care about your children. They only got you pregnant to keep you weak to them. That's it. Your child was literally created just so he can do anything he wants to you. And you say, I'm not going to leave for the sake of my kids. That's the only reason why they're here. And this is why we will continue hearing news like this weekly and monthly and year after year. Because men only see women, no matter how old they are. They only see them as sexual objects, something to be used and discarded when they're done. That's it. Nothing more. So y'all can stop with this whole, if this was your daughter, what would you? He don't care. He does not care. Not one bit. Ask this 50-plus-year-old man if he ever looked at that little girl and thought this is somebody's daughter. No. He has kids older than her. Still never looked at her as a child. Because you know why? The only purpose she served was whatever we heard on those tapes. And now he wants to act nonchalant like, I hope she gets every penny. Every single penny. And I hope these lessons keep getting more and more expensive. Y'all don't have to learn, but it should damn sure keep costing y'all.
I'm not a lawyer, but Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $50 million in a lawsuit that accuses him of a number of things. And I read the 14-page complaint, so let me tell you exactly what Jane Doe is alleging Shannon Sharpe did. Now, the lawsuit was filed by attorney Tony Busby, who we know well, on behalf of his Jane Doe client. The suit says that Jane Doe met Shannon Sharpe at a gym in LA in early 2023 when she was 19 and Shannon Sharpe was in his 50s. Sharpe aggressively pursued her and she eventually gave him her number. But before the two of them even hang out, he apparently tries to get her to sign an NDA. She refuses to sign it, so he eventually stopped asking and invited her over. Jane Doe agrees to go over, and according to the complaint, the very first night was disturbing and unsettling. The suit says he opens the door and without saying a word just walks upstairs. She follows him, he goes into his bedroom, and then points at the bed. He goes to the bathroom and then comes out, cuts out the lights, and then lays in the bed. Jane Doe says she didn't know what to do, so she just lays in the bed with him, and then the two of them lay there for 10 minutes silently. And then after those 10 minutes, things started happening. The suit claims that at one point, Jane Doe realized that Shannon Sharpe was recording their encounter without her knowledge or her consent. And then the following day, Jane Doe comes back to Shannon Sharpe's house, but she gets there about 5 minutes after the time he told her to arrive. And so she says when she gets inside, he begins yelling at her, accusing her of disrespecting him and wasting his time. He then allegedly grabs her by her neck and then begins engaging with her. But this time he apparently tells her that he's going to end her life. And so, according to Jane Doe, this was the kickoff to the almost 2-year relationship that the two of them had, filled with control, physical, emotional, and psychological abuse. She notes that he once yelled at her while there was a firearm in the room, and because she was scared, she began sharing her location with her friends. But when Shannon Sharpe saw her sharing her location, he allegedly grabbed her by the neck and told her that if she did that again, he would end her life. The lawsuit says that in 2024, Shannon Sharpe and Jane Doe both moved to Vegas, but it notes that Shannon Sharpe apparently likes to claim that Jane Doe followed him to Las Vegas, but she says that's a lie and she went to Las Vegas for her own reasons. Okay, girl. The suit says in September of 2024, when Shannon Sharpe did that infamous live stream, that's my Michelle, Jane Doe began to pull away from him because her name ain't Michelle, and she thought the two of them were in an exclusive relationship, but clearly not. About a month later, in October of 2024, Jane Doe says that she was working out at the gym when Shannon Sharpe aggressively approached her. He comes over and tells her to sit down or he's going to end her life. Jane Doe's refusing to speak with him, and so he then allegedly forced her into his car, took her back to her apartment, and then without consent, engaged with her while she was crying and telling him to stop. The suit specifically says that Shannon Sharpe told her, quote, "I'm going to punish this. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." A few months after this, in January of 2025, the lawsuit says that Shannon Sharpe told Jane Doe that he wanted to see her and that he had a combined Christmas and birthday gift to give to her because he previously promised her one. So she allows him to come over, and when he did, the suit says that he undressed, and again, despite her screaming and resisting him, he engaged with her without her consent. And so she's suing him for assault and battery and emotional distress. And she's asking for $50 million. As of now, Shannon Sharpe has not responded to the lawsuit, and like always, these are allegations that have to be proven in court. It's also worth noting that this lawsuit references another Shannon Sharpe lawsuit that was apparently filed in New York last year and has similar claims, but I haven't read that lawsuit, so I can't speak to it. So we will see how this one plays out. Ciao. All right, make sure you're following me on TikTok because I'm almost at 1 million, and subscribe to me on YouTube because I'm trying to hit 100,000, and join my Patreon if you want access to the full doc from this lawsuit or any other docs that I have. Okay, bye.
Now, I thought it was important to include her TikTok because she actually read the doc and gave more information, and this is all based on facts and what's actually listed in the complaint and not so much just opinions based on the general public. So I wanted to include that as well, just so we can all get an even broader picture of what's really going on and the true nature of their relationship or interactions. I think relationship is way too big of a word for any interaction or moment you had with a child, because again, you're almost 40 years older than her. Absolutely gross. I will not call this a relationship. So I have another video I'm gonna play. Let's jump into this one.
I don't know, anything I say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't.
You know what?
Like a child.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
My goodness.
Yes, you do. I don't think.
Not only does she sound like a child, but here you are having this conversation over the phone, and maybe it's just me, but even the way she's speaking alerts me to know this might be possibly being recorded. And someone 39 years her senior, where I'm sure in his convoluted mind, he has convinced himself he's teaching this girl and it's better she's with him than with a younger dude who's just going to play her. You walked right into that. She made sure she said certain words to you on the phone, and you being the elderly on the phone, is going to tell someone they want to be choked when after they've stated they don't want to. Not to mention a white tea woman. You guys play yourselves at this point. They don't even have to try. All they have to do is just show up. My last video, she says everything. Every single word she said in regards to this topic, I completely agree with. I 100% agree with everything she said.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's, how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really. Why would a 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time? Y'all keep doing this. Y'all keep doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women. And then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense. Because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage, she got baggage, she got boundaries. And y'all don't want women with boundaries, with self-respect. Y'all want little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You want that phone telling that girl that you gonna choke the shit out of her and that she gonna like it. And now she trying to get over on you and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money. Where y'all problem is, y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child wants you for real. Men like that scare me. Because what does a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common? Actually, she's 20 now and he's 56 now. So a 55-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common. What? What do you have to talk about? What life experiences do y'all have to discuss? None. And anytime, and I know men are gonna find their way in their comments like, it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator. You're a predator. That's like us saying slavery was bad and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife. Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal. Because y'all love to be, she legal, she legal, she legal, she legal. And then you know what I always find so funny? When men get to, when people ask them like, well, if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was going to take care of her and if he was going to, no, you would not. You would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty. But for somehow y'all can reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea, because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, power difference. If someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children, because if you just wanted to date someone a little bit younger than you, whatever. But if the age gap is bigger than the person's age, the age gap is bigger than the person's age, it's not appropriate. No matter which way y'all try to shake it. Oh, well, he could teach her something. She could get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Not some dirty old man that wants to do whatever they was doing. And then also, let's tap into the big black baby.
Now, there's a part in her video where she does mention that when it comes to an age gap, a very large age gap in any relationship, it's going to leave room for manipulation. And also, just like she said, if one person is rich and the other one, is either living paycheck to paycheck or just doesn't really have a lot of money, there's going to be manipulation involved in that relationship, one way or the other. But I think in situations such as this, where men find themselves in very, very often, when it ends in courthouse or the woman leaves, and or jumps ship from the plan he's already established in his mind, unbeknownst to her, I think this is when they actually get more upset, because it now shows that as much as he thought he had the advantage because he's older and he's the one who's financially stable, her plan was better than yours. She outsmarted the elderly and the one with the money. He didn't just get to discard her when he wanted to. And as we learned from the first video, she also refused to sign the NDA. So she has showed you on multiple occasions that she was not going to play ball. Yet here you were on the phone and sending text messages that were very much self-incriminated. There's also a video going around and he's saying it's only showing 30 seconds, but it's really 10 minutes long and they should show the whole thing. Sir, whether they show 30 seconds or the whole thing, you still did all that with a 19-year-old. No matter how you want to chuck it up, whether the courts find you guilty or not, you lay down with a child. And I'm certain it's not the first time why he's so confident to keep putting out statements. These are allegations right now, and here you are making statements. So I don't understand. You are too old for this. How do you not know this? Shut up. How do you not know this by now? You get court papers and where the cops are involved. Shut your mouth. Stop talking. Anything I've heard out of your mouth has made this worse. It's only made it worse. How have you not learned this? With the age you have, you don't know to shut your mouth when cops and courthouses get brought into the chat. With all the money you have, you still don't know. Shut your mouth. When courthouses and police have entered the chat, shut your mouth. You still don't know that. You got outwitted by a 19-year-old. And that's the part that hurts. Then the mention of the large sum of money that you're possibly up to lose. I'm sure that's a real stinger. But I'm sure you men won't learn. This is just going to be another blame the victim. Oh, she's legal, so it's okay. It's no problem. It's no problem. I hope these cases just keep getting larger and larger and larger. I love this for you guys. I just love how this is going for you guys. Because once again, thinking you were the smartest in the room, you got outwitted by a child. Her frontal lobe isn't even fully developed, and she already knew what hand to play when it came to you. You looked at her and saw, opportunity, new box. She thought, cha-ching. And look, she's about to cash out because once again, you underestimated another woman. Y'all really stop thinking so highly of yourselves, because clearly the age doesn't come with wisdom. The money clearly doesn't bring wisdom. I don't know why at that age you should be somewhere off, I don't know, sitting in front of a camera running your mouth for the world to see and just wasting your time. But instead you're out here taking down 19-year-olds and wondering why there are lawsuits against you. But like I said, whatever comes up on my timeline as far as this thing goes, I don't care how it ends. I don't care how this works out in the courtroom for him. Again, I'm not surprised by the allegation, just from his speech, the way he talks alone. I've never been a fan from day one anyway, so I have no dogs in this fight. The amount of money she's suing for, have at it. You offered her $10 million, which again, you should have known that was going to set off ding, 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 lights in her head. Because if you offer her 10, evidently she could get at least 30, maybe even 40. So who be advising y'all? Where are y'all advisors? All the money y'all have and still no sense. All the age y'all have and still no wisdom. Mind blowing. Again, I will not be keeping up with this story. Whatever pops up in my timeline, I'll read it, just for laughs and giggles. But I don't care how this plays out. I just love that once again, it's another lesson for y'all. And an expensive one at that. Expensive one. And no matter how this goes, and I'm going to keep saying it, it just further proves the lack of morality that's evident in men like Shannon Sharpe. 50-plus-year-old, 19-year-old child. Absolutely disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. Ew. Hang him to the wall. I don't care how this goes. Take all his money. The whole $100,000 contract or $100 million contract, whatever it is. I don't care if you lose all of it. Evidently, you haven't learned. And I'm sure this isn't the first time you've been laying down with these children. So, if you watch this far, thank you so much for watching. Get into the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're setting up prayers for him. And if you are, please do not go holding up the prayer line, praying for this man. I beg, God forbid, do not hold up the prayer line, sending up any prayers for this man. This is his preference. This is what his preference brings into his life, and I'm happy for him. Do not be holding up the prayer line, sending up any prayers for this man. Do not do it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me.